welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We are so excited about this demonstration project of alternative housing available here in Phoenix. It is, I don't know about you, but 30 days ago, this was a dirt site, a dirt lot that the city owned. And you look at it today, our deputy city manager, Ginger Spencer's here. She called me yesterday when I was out here on site. And I told her, sorry about it, boss. I'm actually taking this site off RFP and moving in. So she didn't think I was as funny as I thought I was, but has a great sense of humor. But thank you so much for joining us here this evening to hear about this great demonstration project, how this public-private partnership has turned into an amazing opportunity for us all to see different ways to create unique housing opportunities. We are going to bring each of our guests up to speak with you this evening. And we're going to start first with Joan Service, who is the Director of Housing for Arizona Department of Housing. Joan?
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor Gallego, Governor Hobbs, elected and appointed officials, members of the media, downtown Phoenix residents, and visitors to our community. Welcome to Phoenix if you're visiting us. As was said, my name is Joan Service, and I'm the new director of the Arizona Department of Housing. I'm pleased to be here today, being called by our governor, who shares the same passion and urgency in addressing our costly housing crisis. I'm thrilled to join the incredible team at the State Housing Department, some of whom are here today: Ruby Dillon Williams, Cindy Stotler, Dave Cherry, Mark Fitzgerald, Tara Brunetti, and Sherry Boucher. It's the leadership at the Arizona Department of Housing and City of Phoenix that led to what we're touring today: innovative housing models to address our state's pressing housing challenges. It's the same creativity on display tonight that we need to employ to address the mismatch between housing needs and availability. It'll take the ingenuity and foresight of our leaders and neighbors to tackle the biggest incongruity: the rising cost of housing and what residents can actually afford. But thanks to Steel and Spark, a local company with a proven track record, and other innovators in our housing sector, we're coming up with solutions and deploying them quickly. At the State Housing Department, we're bringing market rate and affordable housing online as fast as feasible, and prioritizing occupancy options like container homes and adapting former hotels and motels into transitional housing for our unsheltered neighbors. Showcasing these SPARKBOX homes during the lead up to Sunday's big games creates some buzz around our state and frankly our nation's housing challenges and possible solutions. In fact, this demonstration project has already created a demand for a 20-unit community in downtown Phoenix, prioritizing residency for unsheltered individuals living near downtown's largest street encampment. Our hope is to match innovation and creativity to the urgency to bring people home, to homes of all types, so that everyone can call this state home. Speaking of leading with creativity, common sense, and a sense of urgency, I'd like to invite Governor Katie Hobbs on up. Once again, thank you to Steel and Spark for partnering with the Department of Housing. And since I'm not much of a sports fan, I'll just say, go Rihanna and go halftime commercials. And now please join me in welcoming Governor Hobbs.
That's perfect.
Good evening, everyone. I am excited to be here. Thank you, Joan, for the introduction, and to the partners who made this project a reality, including Arizona Department of Housing, the City of Phoenix, and the Steel and Spark team. Congratulations on the completion of this impressive SPARKBOX exhibition, and I'm hopeful that this concept can inspire the action we need to bring home to more Arizonans. Today's opening is also exceptionally well-timed as we welcome fans to the Valley for two major sporting events. I'm excited for our visitors this week and throughout the spring to get an up-close look at a forward-looking, sustainable vision for housing. And even more crucially, I hope this demonstration highlights the creative partnerships that we need to solve our state's persistent shortage of affordable housing and shelter. While Arizona used to pride itself on a more manageable cost of living, today, in every corner of the state, renters are priced out. In fact, families in Arizona with extremely low incomes are less likely to find an available and affordable place to live than those in 46 other US states and DC. This has led to a significant increase in our homeless population, a 500% increase since 2014. Of course, these facts only confirm what many Arizonans have shared with me during my time in the legislature as Secretary of State and now as governor. Housing affordability is a top concern for so many people in Arizona, not just those struggling to pay rent, but also those in our business community who need a workforce to hire as the cost of living here in Arizona threatens to hold back retaining or attracting the talent that they need. My administration is focused on creating an Arizona for everyone, and to do that, to make Arizona the best place to live, work, and raise a family, regardless of zip code, gender, race, or ability, we must bring people together to focus on the pressing issues. My team and I understand the complexity of these challenges and the multiple collaborative efforts needed to make the real progress that Arizonans are expecting. I pledge to bring people together, be they community leaders, local governments, our legislature, and housing advocates like those of you here today to work on solving this challenge together. And as I've said and honored many times since I took office, my door is open. A central element of our housing policy agenda is to unleash innovative, flexible, backyard-ready solutions. In fact, my team and I have taken some inspiration from projects like SPARKBOX. We're currently working on repurposing the shipping containers that were illegally installed at the border as a publicity stunt, rather than a real solution by the previous administration. In a collaborative effort between the Arizona Departments of Administration, Housing, and Emergency Management, we've developed a plan to offer these surplus containers to local jurisdictions and nonprofits to help expand our inventory of affordable housing and shelter. We realize that to make a dent in the rate of homelessness and to stabilize skyrocketing housing costs, low-income families need additional resources and support today. We will not just build our way out of this affordability crisis with market rate units alone, nor will we rehouse thousands by simply criminalizing the consequences of poverty and lack of adequate shelter or wraparound support. The evidence from across the country is clear. It's housing opportunities that make the difference between metro areas with higher or lower rates of overall homelessness. To meet this moment, to make housing more affordable and accessible for Arizonans, my first executive budget proposes a historic investment in the state's Housing Trust Fund, a flexible discretionary resource to support renters and build more affordable housing. So long as housing affordability remains a formidable, ongoing challenge for our residents, so too should our fiscal commitment to the Housing Trust Fund and the programs it supports. As a social worker myself, and the first one to become a governor, I know firsthand just how crucial that stable housing can be to physical, emotional, and economic well-being. Making real progress in solving this crisis means making real progress on building enough housing quickly, sustainably, and with access to resources and support. And that's why scaling low-cost, energy-efficient designs similar to SPARKBOX is crucial to this vision as we build, literally, an Arizona for everyone. Congratulations again to the SPARKBOX team, and thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for being with us here this evening. I have the privilege of introducing the next speaker here for us, of Mayor Kate Gallego. Mayor and I have known each other for a really long time. When she was actually just Kate to me, we did sightings of semiconductor locates. I won't tell you how many years ago, but clearly more for me than for her. So I was so excited to have her as I came on the City of Phoenix as the Councilwoman of District 8, had been there since 2013, working with us on creative solutions to bring back the warehouse district, to bring back areas of Levine, to bring technology onto the South Mountain Technology Corridor, to work through really creative solutions. So it's not surprising that she would have been involved with us on this shipping container project. It is my privilege and honor to introduce the mayor of the city of Phoenix, Kate Gallego.
Thank you, Chris. I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, and I am so thrilled to be with you here today. Chris, we are so lucky to have you. We have the best economic development director, and we have the best team at the City of Phoenix, led by our city manager, Jeff Barton. So thank you for supporting great innovation like today, our amazing deputy city managers who are here with us today. Vice Mayor Ansari is with us. This is her council district and a project focused on sustainability, a value we both share. We are joined by Councilwoman Ansari, who has been a great leader at the City of Phoenix and very forward-thinking on technology and jobs, other values that we celebrate today. The City of Phoenix owns this lot, and we knew that it would be in the middle of Super Bowl. It was a great blank canvas and a chance for us to think about what we wanted to tell the world. It's an amazing time. We think we could have 1 million people in our downtown as part of the Super Bowl. So what did we want to tell those 1 million people about the City of Phoenix? Kathleen came to us and said, what about putting sustainability and forward-thinking construction on display? And it was such an exciting opportunity. Phoenix has been a leader in a wide variety of building innovations, one of which is using shipping containers to create amazing housing projects. There are several walking distance from here. We are home to the tallest project with shipping containers in North America and some of the most innovative. If you have not yet had the pleasure, I understand on Airbnb, not this week, but in the future, that you can see how great it is to stay in a shipping container project. One of the things I am often asked as an elected official working on affordable housing is, would you want to live there? And as you've seen with these projects, the answer is unequivocally yes. They are gorgeous, they are well designed, and they are consistent with our values. You see solar energy above, R26 insulation, there's gray water, very advanced plumbing, and it's incredibly sustainable. It can be put down in a backyard if you want an affordable dwelling unit, as Joan had mentioned, so it can add to housing on an existing lot, as well as being freestanding projects. The city is going to continue to invest with the team here today to advance affordable housing and build on successful projects like this one. But right now we're going to celebrate that we have a great showcase to the world and that people can come and see we have top-notch design, construction, and engineering. The shipping containers are created with multiple different design tools, including advanced robots repurchased from an auto manufacturer and now making these programs right here in downtown Phoenix. They let me drive the robot when it was preparing to cut a window. I am going to keep my day job. But it was incredibly well programmed and just neat to see how that innovation is making affordable housing possible. Because of the advanced construction techniques, we can get projects to market more quickly. It's a real challenge for us right now in the Valley. We have 185,000 units that are permitted and zoned but not built yet. We have real supply chain challenges, labor shortages, and more. And so having new tools to get projects done more quickly is an amazing opportunity for us. So I want to thank Brian, Kathleen, local studio, Spark and Steel, and their team. They're actually such significant members of the Phoenix community that May 26th is local studio day in the city of Phoenix, recognizing that they're really changing the city for the better. We want to be known for this innovative, sustainable design and being a forward-thinking city. So while the world is watching, we are so excited to showcase this project. The City of Phoenix did a heroic effort in partnership with the Department of Housing and Cindy Stotler, and I understand that 12 different departments worked together to make this possible. The beautiful streetscape that showcases Pete's sculpture didn't just happen. The fact that it's connectivity and some of the beautiful elements didn't just happen. the planning and design was very complicated. So could everyone at the City of Phoenix who's here today raise your hand, and could we recognize our great team? This came together incredibly quickly. For people who say that government moves slowly, I would put this forward as a project that was heroically complex and yet delivered in time for Super Bowl. So thank you to everyone who made it possible. We're so honored to be joined by a who's who of downtown and housing advocates. And we want to celebrate that we are an innovative community. We are going to try new things, and we are going to find great solutions. Thank you to everyone who made it possible.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, Mayor mentioned this little event that's going on in Phoenix right now, the Super Bowl. And one of the things as we look at it, since the last Super Bowl here in 2015, here in downtown, we've built 10 million square feet of new development just in the last 8 years. That has actually 7 years it's happened. And so one of those areas that we focus on has been areas the mayor mentioned, really creative, unique development opportunities, and using shipping containers as new development. In fact, when I first got here in 2014-15, Local Studios had just completed Containers on Grand. Cindy, you were the advocate for that, working with the City of Phoenix at the time, Alan Stevenson, our planning director. Without creative minds working together, these unique projects just don't happen. And they're an intimate part of the development and the social fabric that's in downtown Phoenix. My first RFP I got to do with the City of Phoenix in 2015 was for a site that now is the Oscar, which is a shipping container housing and office just to the west of where we're sitting at today. And those designers of Containers on Grand and the Oscar was Local Studios, Brian Stark and Kathleen Santine. So it is always such a privilege to get to work with them. And I will tell you, when I have crazy ideas, which I do, two things happen. One, my team runs hiding, and I go visit with Kathleen and Brian to talk to them about, is this truly a crazy idea or can this happen? I did it to Brian and Kathleen recently. We had a crazy idea for something in Maryvale. Brian thought about it for about a month and called me back and he said, it's not so crazy. I'd do this with you. So we are so excited to have Local Studios here in the City of Phoenix. And I'd like to welcome founder Brian Stark to the stage.
Chris, thank you very much. Governor, Mayor, Joan, thank you for being here. This started as an idea in late August, early September, and we had the countdown from the host committee in our shop, so everyone understood what we were up against. And it was an incredible effort from everyone at Steel and Spark and Local Studio. I'm so proud of our team, the hours and hours and 2 in the morning and 3 in the morning and sleeping at the shop that they've put in to get this done today. And so really, I'm humbled to be able to work with them and appreciate them more than I can even say right now. So thank you very much to the team. Secondly, I think this is a kind of a unique idea, especially with the collaboration with public and private. And Cindy, who has been such a big part of our success and what we've done, took the chance on us on this, and really, Cindy and Tom Simplot really, I can't thank you guys enough for the opportunity, because that's the kind of people that I think that we really need to take chances and risk in what we're doing. So thank you so much. And Mayor Gallego, the opportunity, and Chris, to use this lot to showcase this. And that's really what this is about, is showcasing a technology. These are completely off-grid. There's no power hooked up to any of these containers. They're powered by solar and lithium batteries. The lithium batteries are from a company called Discover. There's some guys here who, if you have any questions, They are the safest lithium batteries on the market, and they are the leaders in lithium. And so we have partnered with them on this as well, and we are really excited about having them. Joan talked about common sense a minute ago, and I heard someone say to me that common sense isn't that common anymore. And I started thinking about that. A lot of times the people who say that, I actually don't think they have a lot of common sense. But I was thinking that, is that something that's new? That common sense is no longer? And I thought, okay, well, Thomas Paine over 250 years ago wrote a pamphlet of 47 pages on common sense. And in that, he said, the times hath founded us. For translation, that means the times have founded us. And what that means, and surprisingly, is something that Kathleen, my partner, has been saying to us for the last 4 to 5 months, that the times have found us. And a lot of things had to happen to that to come together at one convergence. But I want to take the opportunity, since I have the SPARKBOX to stand on, and say that there's a lot of leaders here, and there's a lot of things that we can do from a legislative standpoint to change what we are doing. A lot of you probably don't know that we are not allowed to treat our own water here in Arizona. We could take these boxes and shower infinitely with 5 gallons of water over and over and over. Filter it, it's clean, the technology exists, and many other countries are using it. We're using our drinking water in the toilet. That's something that is, when you really think about it, is unbelievable. These units have a incinerating toilet called the Cinderella, and every 100 flushes, you empty the ashtray. It's completely benign. There's no smell. That's the kind of technology that I think we need to start looking at. So I think there's things from a legislative standpoint, understanding how do we, especially in the desert, how do we treat our own wastewater and use it on a very micro level. The other is, how do we develop projects that are quick to market, right? This sets up, it comes already finished, it's done. There are no utilities that need to be hooked up to it. But there are requirements that utilities need to be hooked up to it, because obviously we've spent the money on infrastructure. There's a slow change that really needs to become faster and deal with. It's the common sense that we really need to be putting in from a legislative standpoint. The times have found us, meaning everyone that's in office right now and everyone that is on the private side trying to do something about sustainability need to come together. And that's where I think that the times have found us. We are all here together to make that happen. And this project is an example of how we can do that. And I hope that people understand, because it's a different mindset. The technology is totally different way of thinking. And so the hope for us is that this spreads, that people see it, that people know that it's possible to do other things. From a housing standpoint, we're trying to hit it from both sides. We are trying to, there's some flyers out on the X-Wing, which the city has just set up a contract with for housing for 80 rooms. That is a non-congregant, homeless, unsheltered housing. That's on one level. The other is we need more inventory. There's just not enough homes out there. The Spark boxes are an answer to that. And the hope is that we can put these in people's backyards where mom can move in and age in place and really take advantage of generational living, or parents with kids who are special needs that needs independent living. This is a really great solution. Or boomers that are retiring into accessibility. This center unit here is an accessible unit. There's going to be a huge population of boomers now aging into accessibility. It's going to be something that we need to respond to. And so by doing this and not going through a long permitting process and looking at how, from a legislative standpoint, we can help ADUs become part of that solution is really what needs to happen. And so I think there's a lot of places where the Spark boxes can very quickly get to market and very quickly solve a lot of those issues. So thank you so much for being here. I really just want to thank Kathleen, my partner, who is, as many of you know, a force and is the reason that this has happened. And I'm always grateful for the time that Kathleen has given us and put the effort that she's put into. She believes in me more than I believe in me. And that is an unbelievable advocate to have. And then lastly, my wife, Carla, who is here, thank you so much for your patience and my absence. It means a lot. So please ask questions. If there's anything that you want to know about the boxes, there's Steel and Spark local studio guys around. If you have any questions, ask me. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Brian's not kidding when he talks about the hours they put in. I was out here on Monday walking around with him, and even his dog Mabel was pooped. She was done. So she'd been with him through all of this. So we thank you all for coming here to see this great project this evening. This will stay on display at least through May. So great opportunities to bring people to see how it functions, what it looks like, and how it operates. And we're honored that you're here today. Thank you for coming.